everybody. All right, so today we are going to have a fun upper body workout. We're going to have a little bit of lower body and core thrown in there with the mix. I want you to grab some weights or weighted objects depending on what you have available. I've got a variety from pretty heavy to medium to a little bit lighter. So I want you to have some options there ready and available for you. If you only have one set of weights, use those, all right? Just make sure they're not too heavy as we move forward. So if you need to, you can always drop the weights as well. So let's get busy here. I want you just to take your arms, swing them around a little bit. We're gonna get the chest nice and open and start to swing the shoulders, get those arms going and reverse. As we come to the back of the mat, getting ready just to walk it out. We're gonna find a spot here that we can start to work into our push-up. So hands go wide. I'm gonna start on the knees to begin with, but you can take whatever option you like. Hips are down. I want you to draw your tail down, scoop your belly in, gaze a little bit forward, and take your hands out. So now let your elbows come back a bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Drop almost to the mat and then back up. So we're going to drop it down, pull the belly in, exhale up. I want you to make sure that your hips are moving with you, that you're not back here and just kind of dropping your nose to the floor. I want you to rock those shoulder blades back and down. Feel your upper back muscles engaging on the way down. This is going to protect your shoulders, and you're going to get that added bonus of adding that little strength move in the upper back. Okay, so shoulders backing down. Inhale, exhale up. If you'd like to try these on your toes, you can always take that one leg back at a time, starting to work your way into that full expression of your push-up. Let's take 3 more. Inhale, exhale up. I'm telling you though, I'm getting plenty work right here. 1 more, and back up. All right, you can walk yourself or find your way back up into standing. Let's shake it out a little bit. Grab a set of weights. I'm gonna go a little heavier on this, so I want you to find what works for you, but we are gonna do a squat to overhead press. So we're gonna bend the knees, grab your weights, bring the weights to your shoulders. So that's why I'm going to go just a little heavier. I'm not going to be swinging these around or anything. We're just going to take a little press overhead. So be mindful of your own shoulders, your neck, your back. Okay, so feet about hip distance. We're going to set your weight back and then push up. Okay, so I'll show you from the side. Setting, whoa, almost lost my balance. So set your weight into your heels, but also keep your toes on the floor, or at least the mounds of your toes, and press. Inhale, exhale. So belly pulling in, drop down, booty down, up. If you find any stress or strain of your neck, I want you to lower your weights. Okay, so inhale. We're always moving for about 8 to 12 reps on each move. So if you've got 4 more left in you, let's press it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to take those down. Might not be keeping those, we'll see. Setting those down nice and carefully. So we're moving now into a little hinged or chair sit with a kickback and a bicep curl. So I want you to find a set of weights that sounds appropriate for your kickback, tricep kickback, and then a bicep curl. So shoulders roll back and down. If you have a ball or block that you can place between the thighs for stability, I'm going to do that option right now. Okay, so I'm just going to take a block. So I like this option, it helps to protect the back. Okay, so I'm going to lower down into that little chair sit, hinge forward a bit. I want you to draw your elbows back and then give it a kick back, release it, and now curl. Come back, kick, release, and then curl. Watch your elbows on that curl. Okay, pull them back, kick, release. Now, dangling right under your shoulders, curl up and forward. Okay, let's bring it back. So you're getting a lat row, kick back, and then curl forward. So, oops, almost forgot the kick back. Bring it down. All right, because you could end up doing this sort of action, right? So I want you to really bring it forward. Let's take just a few more. Bring it up, kick it back, release, and then curl. Bring it back, kick back, release, and curl. Good. 2, kick back, release, and curl. 1, kick back, release, and curl. Awesome. Woo, awesome work. Gonna set that down. Actually, we could just keep that, I guess. Nah, we're not. I'm just talking to myself over here. Don't worry about that. We're gonna walk out. We're gonna give that a little break. So I want you to come to the back of your mat. Find your little chair again. We start to walk out. Our favorite. Now walk it back. Inhale and then exhale. Walk back. All right, I want you to keep the belly pulled in and up. Walk out. Big steps. Find your plank. Walk it back. Let's try 3. Walk forward. Big steps. Walk it back. 2. Walk it out. Good. Belly stays pulled in and bring it back. And then 1 more. Good job. Bring it back. And then all the way up. All right, so if you need to go a little slower, you need a little extra time. Take that time and then join me on the next move, okay? So reverse fly. I'm going to go a little lighter. I'm not going with those big weights. I'm going to take a block though again. So if you don't have a block, you could always grab what I've got over here. A little rolled up hand towel or maybe even a bath towel. Okay, you can squeeze that. Probably a bath towel would be a little better, but a bit thicker. Okay, so you could always take that option as well. Okay, I just like to have that stability, right? Inner thigh engagement helps protect the back. So shoulders roll back and down. Set your booty back. Hang out here, a little reverse fly. I want you to roll the shoulders back and down and just open. So really, you could go pretty light on reverse flies. They don't have to be heavy. If you find this engagement of your upper back, not just moving through the motions, it doesn't really matter, I think, what the weight is. Maybe you have to do a few more reps, but you could go lighter. Heavier isn't always better, right? So I want you to be able to move with the movement, move through the movement with control. So rather than kind of pulling through and, right? Like you might see somebody at the gym sometimes do. Last 3, 2, I want you to try to stay hinged, and 1, and bring it back up. All right, so you can, I'm going to set these down. I'm going to go a little bit lighter because we're going to have some movement away from the body. I'm going to keep a block between the thighs though for that stability purpose. Okay, so shoulders back and down. Let's just take a little bicep curl out to the sides. Okay, a little wide curl. I want you to pause halfway. Reach it out, bring it in, and drop it down. That's why I went lighter. Curl, halfway, reach, in, and down. So let's curl it, reach it, and release. Up, out, and down. Curl, reach, and down. Breathe, reach, and down. Good. Bring it up. 4, and down. 3, belly in. 2, keep breathing. And 1. All right. Now I want you just to take those weights to the front. Elbows are bent, shoulders are back. Separate your weights the same distance as your shoulders and elbows. Just fly your elbows up and bring it back down. That's why these weights, again, don't need to be real heavy. And if you feel any discomfort or pain in your shoulders, I want you to drop the weights. Do this without your weight. If you feel like your weights are too light, take your arms out wider. Increasing the lever that you're lifting is going to increase the load to the joint. Right? So also take your arms out a little bit wider if you choose. But I want you to stop before they get any higher than your shoulders. And my left shoulder, so on your right side, my left shoulder tends to kind of roll forward. I can feel it pinching and it doesn't feel good. So I'm going to drop it back and down and really anchor. Whoa. I felt that in my upper back. Okay? Upper back engaged. Anchoring those shoulder blades. Let's take 1 more and bring it down. All right, very nice. We're going to release everything down to the floor. Ready for your push-ups. Here we go, second round. So find a way that you can walk out or just get on the mat. Okay, we're going to start with basic push-ups, knees or toes. I want you to do as many of them as you can at the highest level that you can. So even if it's one leg up or just the toes turned under behind you, either way. Okay, so we'll count them out and I'll tell you when we're about halfway. So I want you to lower down, push up. Nice and slow. There's no speed in this. You get a more engagement the slower you go. Belly scooping in, find your core strength. I want you to really engage. Upper back, pulling back and down, gaze is slightly ahead. We're about halfway if you want to switch. If you're doing one leg up, breathe deep. Oh, got a little shaky, shaky. Elbows going out and back a little. Squeeze that upper back. 3, 2, last one. Awesome. Woo, stretch it out. Okay, come on up. So if we see how we get that little bit of posterior chain action in with the front body work, right? So they're always working together. So we're not early isolating when we do these. So I want you to find, I'm going to grab a block again, squat to overhead. This is going to give me a little more stability. I'm feeling like my low back might be a little vulnerable today. So the heavier my weight is, the more stable I want to be. Okay, so you can take that action as well. Still moving into now a narrow squat. Weights at your shoulders. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, power up. Inhale, exhale. So if your weights are too heavy, you're going to feel that in your low back. All right, you might also have a hard time controlling it and finding some strain in your neck or even in your shoulders themselves. So I don't want you to overdo it, but I want you to work to your max. Really push through those heels. Let's try last 3. Come on, 2, 1. Whew. All right, very nice. Okay. So we're gonna walk back over here and set those down so you can always release that. All right, we're gonna grab the weights again, going lighter for a little hinged pull back, kick back, and then a bicep curl. Coming forward, hinge forward. Bend your knees, find like you're in a chair or a squat position, and then see if you can hinge forward a little more. So we're gonna pull back, kick it back, elbows staying close, release, curl forward, pull back, kick, down, and curl. Pull back, squeeze, kick it, release, and curl. So your bottom has a tendency to float up and your legs start to straighten and you start to get a little higher. I want you to come down, stay here, pull back, kick, and then curl. 3 more, back, and curl. 2, and 1 more, back, kick, and curl. Awesome work. Woo. Drop that block. Set the weights down. We're going to find our walkout again. Maybe adding a little something to this one. Okay, so here we go. Let's walk it out. Find your plank. It could be on the knees. It can be on the toes. I want you to just pull back one shoulder, one elbow, excuse me, and then the other. And now press back. Okay, walk. Walk it back out. Here we go. Into your plank, like a row, row, and then back. So you're just lifting your palm, squeezing your elbow back. Walk it out. And then row, row. Now what I want you to really be mindful of, because this is a lot of things happening, okay? Full body work, especially core action, scooping your belly in and up, trying not to wiggle your hips when you row. So whether your knees are down or up, keeping those hips nice and steady. Back, back, and also try not to let your hips float up, right? So tendency there might be for your hips to come way up here, right? I want you down here in your plank, knees or toes, all right? Drop it back. 1 more. Inhale. Walk out. Row, row, and walk back. Very good. Shake it out. Give yourself a moment. Let's grab those weights. Ready for your reverse fly again. I'm gonna get a little anchor here. Finding weights, bending down, picking them up. All right, so squeeze inner thighs. So either squeeze your inner thighs together with the block or the ball or whatever you have, or separate your feet just hip distance. All right, so we really don't want necessarily to be in a super narrow stance. I want you to have a little room for your back here. So sit back, squeezing or not. Now I want you to pull the elbows out to the sides a little and then just fly. So try to keep a little bend in your elbows before you go anywhere. Exhale. See if you can get a little time of suspension at the top and then release. Pull back and release. Pull back. I have to really set my left shoulder back before I engage and move through this motion, right? Because otherwise, my shoulder likes to come forward. So I've got to really get it back there. So see if anything's happening in your body that you need to pay special attention to and engage those areas first. Then proceed with your motion or your movement. Last two. Last one. And release. All right. Let's set them down. Grab it out of the way. Actually, I guess I could keep that. So we're going now. If you want to use those same weights, you might use those same weights. I'm going wider again for that wide curl. So out to the sides and then push. Bring it down. Curl, reach, back down. So we go up toward the shoulder, halfway down, reach, and then release. Curl, reach, and release. Curl, reach, and release. Good job. Curl, breathe, and release. I know it's confusing sometimes. I almost want to go back up. Reach and release. Let's try 3. Reach and release. Good. 2. Last one. You've got it. Ooh, feeling those biceps. All right, here we go. Shoulder fly. I'm going to start with the elbows bent. I'm going to fly out and come back up. Now, just like your lever being longer takes more load, lever being shorter takes less load. So if your weights are right at center, you're really not doing much more than just lifting your elbows. That's it. So you could probably even drop your weights and go through a bigger range of motion, right? Or go lighter. Now, start to bring those weights out. Even with your elbows, notice that took more load, right? You feel that in your shoulders working, right? Take it out, bring it down. Out, bring it down. Take one more, and then release. Awesome work. Okay. All right. Let's get down here for our push-ups. Last round. Here we go. Take it back out. Get ready. Get set. Let's go. Bring it down. Push it up. This is your last round here. I want you to take this to your fullest level and do as many as you can. I'm shaking a little, so it's okay. I understand. I want you to keep your belly pulled in and up. Your gaze slightly forward. See if you can pull your shoulder blades back and down. Maybe your knees are to the floor. That's perfectly good. All right, don't worry about it. Maybe you can take one leg up. Maybe even here in your full push-up. Let's try 4, 3, I'm switching legs, 2, and 1. Oh, awesome work. Find your way back up. Let's find our little squat to overhead press. Last time here, I'm going to keep it heavy. All right, so feeling pretty good. I'm going to take that option again. All right, here we go. Sit back, inhale. Exhale, push. Really push through your heels. Engage your glutes. Go ahead and contract your core as well when you come up. Especially, it's staying active the whole time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Okay, I'm gonna set those down. Okay, chair with our kick back to curl. So I'm going just a little bit lighter here. Let's find that position. Okay, sit back, hinge, and pull it up, kick, down, and curl. So try not to swing your elbows around. When you release, hold it, flip those palms, curl up to the front. Back, kick, down, and curl forward. Squeeze the elbows in, and then curl. Last 4. Breathe through it. 3, you've got it. Kick, rock those shoulders back. 2, and give me 1 more. You can do it. And release. Okay, awesome work. Drop that. Get it out of the way. Here we go. Back into your plank walkout. All right, we are adding just one more little thing. So here we go. Hey, we're gonna walk it out. Take a pause. Let's do that little lift, lift. Now I want you to go kick, kick, cross under, walk back. We're gonna amp it up just a little. Walk out and row, row, cross, cross. Walk back. Nicely done. Keep going. Walk, row, row, cross, cross, and back. And here we go. Back out. You've got this. Row, row, cross, cross, and walk it. I want you to keep those hips nice and steady. Can you do 3 more? I think you can. Hips down. Row, row, cross, cross, and back. 2, squat first, walk out. Row, row, cross, cross, and back. 1 more. Walk it out. Row, row, cross, cross, and back. Woo, all right. Let's get ready for that reverse fly. Here we go. Come down, grab your weights, whatever you're using for your reverse fly. If you're getting tired, I want you to go lighter so you can find full engagement without straining. Okay, let's take it back. So I want you to watch for any jerking movement, right? This kind of pumping that we do sometimes. Woo, pump it. I don't want you to pump it. I want you to stay controlled. Belly in, nice smooth move. Let's try for 6. You can do it. 5, 4, 3, blow it out. 1. Oh, bring it back up. Okay, setting those down. Ready for your last wide curl to press. So, or push out. Ready? Here we go. Up, push it out. Release. Curl, push it out. Release. Curl, nice, out, and release. I want you to scoop your belly, put a little bend in your knees even, all right? Curl, press, and release. Curl, press, and release. I'm feeling it. 3, out, in, down. Good. 2, out, and down. 1, oof, good, and release. Bend the elbows. Here we go. Take it out. As long of a lever as you can take, keeping your shoulders back and down, engage. You want to feel like your back is pushed up against the wall. You might even sit on a wall. You know the drill. You can sit on that wall and still lift your arms out to the side, pushing your head and your shoulders back to the wall. Let's take 4, 3, 2 more. You've got it. And 1. Awesome work. Okay, set that down. Set this down. Bring it all the way down. All right, I want you to roll yourself back, open up your chest. Whew, feet wide. Take just a moment here, just a little bit of extra bonus core work. All right, take your arms up toward the sky. Feet are wider than your mat. Knees are bent. Inhale. I want you to scoop your belly, tuck your tail, roll up like you're reaching between your thighs, okay, or your knees here, and then over to the side like you're reaching up and over towards your shin or the side of your leg, and then back down. Exhale, come up and then over. If you can roll all the way up, I don't want you to, right? So if you can come all the way up and then reach, I'm not asking you to do that, right? I just want you to float and then rotate as much as you can. So even if your shoulders barely clear the floor, reach over to the side, okay? So that's all I'm asking for. Up and over. Feet steady and anchored. Feel like there's a little weight in your feet, like there's suction to the floor. Let's take 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now, reach through the center this time. Hold. I want you just to do little pulses right here. So reach 8, 7, 6. You need a hand behind your head. Take it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll it back. Awesome. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's bring the knees back up toward the chest. I want you to bring your arms all the way around towards your shins. Scoop the belly in, start to rise up with your shoulders. If you need to place your head on the mat, feel free to keep your head here or maybe take hands right behind your head. Okay, so elbows out. We're going to take the right leg and reach it up. Inhale, start to slowly float that leg down. Keep your belly pulled into the spine and pause. Bring it back up. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, bring it up. So I want you to keep drawing your belly button toward your spine. Keep that pelvic belly space engaged. Float that left foot up just a little bit. Keep driving your knee towards your chest and hold. Inhale, exhale up, elbows out wide. Maybe even rest your head on the mat, but pull your rib cage down. So try not to arch in your back. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. We'll take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, up. And then bring that leg down. So maybe you want to place that toe on the floor. That's okay. You can take it and reach it up or halfway down. I want you to lift up with your right shoulder up and over towards your left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale. Now bring your leg back up. Let's start that little pump again. Exhale, over. Inhale. Exhale. This toe could drop to the floor with a little bit of a bent knee as well. I want you to try to move into that same space you were in before. Last 4. Without rocking to the left. 3, just crossing. 2, almost there. 1, and bring it back in. All right, switching sides. Rest your head, take a little break. You can even bring your knees side to side a few times first. Once you're ready, let's keep the feet floating just a little bit. Drive right knee in, left leg up. And when you're ready, float the shoulders or just engage the girdle muscles here in the waist and keep your head down, your choice. Inhale, start to lower that leg down. Pause. Exhale, up. Elbows out wide. Fingertips are on the back of your head and your head is heavy into your hands. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. There's a little bit of a stop and start right there. So we start here, lower down, pause, stop, and then bring it back up. Stop right there. Inhale. Exhale, up. I want you to really suction your belly button toward your spine. And this whole pelvic belly space really falling into that pelvic girdle or the pelvic space here between your hip points. And then from your pubic bone to belly button. Now when you're ready, I want you to add that little crossover. So we're going to lift up and over and bring it back down. Lift up and over, drop that leg and bring it back down. Your option is to keep the knee bent, drop your toe, bring it back up. Not just your toe, but your knee, moving away from you. You're not just hinging your knee, you're moving your leg up and over. So we're just adding a little extra to a little crisscross here. Not rocking all the way lower, so watch it. I don't want to rock. And I'm just crossing. Let's try 3. Try not to pull. Don't pull on that head. Just nice and soft with your head resting in your fingers. 2 and 1. Awesome work. Release it here. Ooh, drop those feet to the mat. Arms down by your sides. Let's see if we can get a little more open through the front body. Shoulders pull back. Inhale. As you exhale, start to rise up. Tail tucked slightly under. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. See if you can place weight into the back of your arms, back of your shoulders, even into the center of the back of your head, protecting your neck so that it doesn't flatten all the way out. Let's try 3. Lift and lower down. 2. Feet are anchored all the way from your big toes to your heels. And 1. Very nice. All right, so take your feet over to the right side. I want you to shift your hips to the right side. Now just let your knees drop over toward the left edge of your mat. We're in this little rotated space here. So you're going to square your shoulders toward the sky. So it means we're going to kind of put a little weight in this left arm. I'm going to lift up and roll back just a little bit. Hands right behind your head. So inhale. Exhale. See if you can bring your left shoulder towards your right hip. It's not going to go there, but that's the intention. Inhale. Exhale. So I want you to keep your chin and chest, space here. We're not just pushing the head forward. I'm trying to lift the left shoulder blade off the mat. We can add just a little extra to that. If you want to bring that top knee, right knee up, add a little tap, or just somewhere near it, right? So you're just reaching, bring that knee up and reach. Now we add just a little extra. So this is one way that we're working obliques across, right? So now let's see if we can work same side by lifting up and crossing over to the same knee. Okay, right elbow, right knee. Inhale. This left elbow can be on the floor, or you might even kind of lift up. If you add a little pump of that leg, inhale, reach it down. Exhale, pull up. Roll back. Exhale, up. Let's try just 4 more here. Be very mindful that you're not straining your neck. 3, 2, 1. Great work. All right, rolling back to center. Now, shifting the hips again. So kind of square yourself up first. Shift the hips over to your left, and then drop your knees over to the right. So right here, we're still hip in line with your rib cage, and you're not all kind of, as my old home ec teacher would say, you're not all wampa-jawed. All right, so you're in line here, just rotating from the waist. So now we're going to square up those shoulders as much as we can by placing weight in your right arm and pulling yourself around just a little bit. Everybody's flexibility range will be a little different. That's all right. Inhale. Well, let me give you one more option. I almost forgot. You could take a block or something and place it in between the thighs. So if you feel like this is too much, this hip is kind of bothering you, or your back is kind of talking to you right now, I want you to place a rolled up towel or a block or something between your knees. All right, inhale from where you are. Exhale, you're going to lift up. See if you can bring your right shoulder toward the left side. Don't worry about your elbow. You're thinking about your shoulder. So bringing your right shoulder or rib cage up and over towards your left side. It's not going very far, I know. It's going to feel like you're not moving much at all. That's okay. That's where we are. Be careful that you're not really trying to jut that chin forward. That tends to happen here. It makes us feel like maybe we're moving further than we are, but this is not an exercise that's for the neck. This is for your core, especially right now for those obliques. So let's take just a couple more like this. And then last one. Now, we can add that little extra to the other side. So we can lift up, or actually, let's do this. Knee to knee, I need elbow, almost forgot. Knee to elbow. So now we're taking opposite elbow, right elbow to left knee, top leg. and just coming up, giving it a little reach. Now, let's see if we can add the extra little crossover. So we're gonna lift up and cross to the front. Roll back, cross to the front. You can have your right arm stretched out, kind of beside you, out to the side, and maybe lift up a little higher, but I don't want you to do that. If it jeopardizes your shoulder, you need to use your core to get up, not relying on a kickstand that you've created here. This is just for some stability. Let's take 2 and 1 and release. Awesome work. Roll it on back again. Let's take one more while we're here. All right, so fingertips toward the end of your mat. Feet are spread again, not quite wider than your mat, but maybe about the width of the mat. Scoop the belly in. Start to lift your shoulders. Be mindful though, when you start to lift that head up, is it your head lifting, right? Is it just your neck working and lifting you? Or is it your core engagement, scooping and starting to push slightly toward the mat with your back and then lifting those shoulders? That's what we want, okay? So you can see your heels toward the outside edges here. I want you to gaze though, maybe at the ceiling or where the wall meets the ceiling. If this strains the neck, first notice, are you jutting your chin forward and then kind of release it back. If that's still not going to help, I want you to take one hand behind the head. Okay, so you could even alternate. Just kind of start here. And we're going to reach side to side. Just reach kind of toward that heel and maybe even past the heel. If you don't need to have a hand behind the head, you could take both hands down. Reach. Let's go for 8, 7, each side, 6, because we have 2, 5, 4, oh, so close, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Awesome work. Recline back. Way to go. All right, so that is our upper body with a little bonus core thrown in there for you today. So I want you to sweep your arms out to the sides. Give yourself a big hug. Then open it up. Give yourself a big hug again. Pull your knees up into your chest. Give them a hug. Rock it around a little side to side and either roll to one side and push yourself up or just rock and roll your way up to seated. As we come into seated together, I want you just to take your hands behind you, little fingertips on the floor, lift through your chest, open it up, and then take the hands forward, push into the floor in front of you, and push back. Drop your chin. We worked the back body, the front body, ooh, even some side body working up in there, right? We had a little bit of everything today. I want you to sweep up, but primary focus was upper body. Take it up and over, maybe even let that elbow bend and just let it hang. Come back up and over to the other side. Take it all the way up, big deep breath, and give yourself a little bow for doing such an awesome job showing up for yourself today and being here with me. Super proud of you, and I'll see you again very soon.